Here we are at Clothesline, a show where we string them up, put them to dry and wring them clean on the clothesline. This was a bad week for the Congress. Really, really bad. There was the Supreme Court's observations on the CBI Colgate tangle, and there was Sajjan Kumar, for whom the week was good when it shouldn't have been. While here we were looking for justice. But there was this.
I cannot dispense this kind of kangaroo justice in a country that is based on the constitution. Tazleen Singh may not like the country, and I will be delighted to see her take her presence elsewhere. But
I didn't say you like the country.
Within our system, the only way in which we can secure justice is through the institutions of justice, and the institutions of justice have not exhausted their capacity.
Your cynicism over the worst program led by your political party, and you can talk like this after 30 years?
So after Sajjan Kumar has been acquitted, rather than shut up and sit home, Mani decided to do a money, I guess.
I thought that you were a man of some sensibility and compassion. I'm really appalled.
I saw the way you sucked up to me for 6 months after that.
Sucked up to you?
So I don't take your statement seriously.
Sucked up to you? How dare you? What do you mean sucked up to you?
Who goes to parties and writes books about it.
Before I get to the rest, here's the man's track record. This isn't new.
What makes you imagine, Mr. Goswami, that you are a man of immense integrity and all the rest of us lack integrity?
Mr. Aiyar, I can speak for myself.
I loathe this attitude on your part. You take this self-righteous, indignant attitude and you think that somehow all of us are answerable to you. We're not. Thank you very much. I want to listen to Mahesh Jethmalani, and then my 10 minutes with you will be over.
Why is it that on every TV program I'm with her? Because I'm making an absolute ass of her. I have no interest whatsoever in dealing with the likes of Meenakshi Lekhi and other propagandists of this Indian Nazi. Thank you very much.
Ms. Aiyar, thank you, but I do have to say that by...
ये तो मैं जरूर कहूँगा, कारवां आगे बढ़ती ही जाएगे और कुत्ते भौंकते रहें. शुक्रिया.
Now, when he's always been like that, why do you have to call him on panels? Unless you admit you want a Jerry Springer or a Rakhi Ka Insaf kind of situation to boost TRPs. Which is also fine. But really, channels, would you tolerate that from others?
Don't you dare be so offensive.
You can say what you want.
Be offensive to other people. You're taking someone on. I'm sorry.
All kinds of filthy adjectives. I reject.
I said you were okay, let me just come in here. You really are Mani Shankar Aiyar.
It should have been soaped out.
And Barkha, by what he says, you insisted he come.
I don't really know why I am on this program, except that you bullied me to be on it.
Tavleen sucking up to him, Barkha bullied him to come. He's really quite the person to hang out with, huh? And I have to say this, even at the risk of younger journalists reacting with, "Dekho auntie lecture de rahi hai." See, you don't have to have someone from the Congress in this debate. Sonia Singh too said they don't do a story unless they have a bite from the other side. It's not a prerequisite. The other side or the defendant should get a chance to give their side, an opportunity to defend themselves. But if they don't want to take that chance, you go ahead with a debate or story without that perspective. A chance to defend is a must. Presence is not. So while there is the money kind of arrogant nonsense, there is also the more polite kind.
Stop pointing at me! Stop pointing at me! You stop pointing at me!
No, not that one. Now he's learned. Now he's polite and pompous and quite unfathomable. If you can't make out head or tail of this defense, do not adjust your computer or brain. We didn't get it either.
If I understand this right...
No, you obviously don't understand this right, as will be evident from this bizarre explanation.
We shouldn't be confusing what we have to do in court, and which we are both entitled to, and which I think is appropriate for us to do as a government, is nothing to do with an issue of morality.
It has nothing to do with morality? What you do in court has nothing to do with morality? Who's advising you? R.K. Anand? Here, keep digging yourself deeper.
Now, public and political morality is something that is a continuum that we apply to ourselves, as indeed everyone else must apply to themselves. But it would be fed in by finding of facts or adjudication or pronouncements made by court.
So in other words, still there is a judgment from the Supreme Court, status quo in terms of the decision regarding the law minister will hold.
Barkha, you spoiled it. It was getting spectacularly bizarre. He was not, as you said, in other words, saying, until there is a judgment from the Supreme Court, the status quo regarding the law minister will hold. No, that makes sense. kind of. What he's saying is, public and political morality is something that is part of a continuum that we apply to ourselves, as indeed everyone must apply to themselves. But it would be fed in by finding of facts, of adjudication, or pronouncement made by courts.
Now, public and political morality is something that
is a continuum that we apply to ourselves, as indeed everyone else must apply to themselves. But it would be fed in by finding of facts, or adjudication, or pronouncements made by courts.
If anyone understands what he's saying and speaks the language called Congress, please send a translation to contact@newslaundry.com. Salman, if you have nothing to say, just clear your throat or pretend you've had a bout of coughing or sneezing or just faint. Gibberish, even in an Oxbridge accent, is still gibberish. Barkha, if I understand this correctly, pigsky, pink chair, pip pip, Cheerio, queen, tea, muffins, saucer, Sonia, law, knickers, chauffeur, scones, cucumber sandwiches, constitution, Buckingham, cold milk, Marmite, butler, indeed, nanny, Downton Abbey, tar, and the law, of course, will take its own course. Here, Salman, keep digging.
we owe our allegiance to the head of the team, that's the Prime Minister.
No, you owe your allegiance to the nation and the Constitution. Weren't you there at the oath-taking ceremony? Oh, yes, you were. It's you taking oath. Barkha, how can you let this go? He has said, 1, what they do in court has nothing to do with morality. 2, I owe my allegiance to the Prime Minister. These are 2 opportunities for a knockout punch. But rather than deliver the knockout punch, you're prompting him with more sensible answers than he's capable of. Come on, you're better than that. Barkha is not the only one to be dazzled by the accented gibberish. Here's our own Arnab thinking,
I think what is important is for us as responsible government to do what we believe is to be done. Once that's done, we'll report back to you with all details. It's important that both tactically and strategically what we are doing with China, what we believe we have to do with China, that we keep that within certain confines, and we will let you know and share with you every little detail.
And when all else fails, the oldest line in the book, the law will take its course, etc.
Is it fair really that we sit outside court and pronounce judgment long before the court has pronounced it?
Of course it's not fair, unless it's this man, or this man, or this man.
There is something unjust about our justice system. People like Narendra Modi, who in my eyes are undoubtedly responsible for the carnage that took place in Gujarat, meet their just deserts.
But if it's him, or him, or him, oh no, we play by the rules. We won't second guess the court. What's the need for that? And as we know, life after retirement for members of the judiciary can be a bit harsh or quite comfy. Just saying, it's about time someone asked these netas the question that, are you really stupid, or do you think the public is? Or do you think the anchor asking you the question is? Because one of these parties has to be really stupid for these kind of answers. But we'll hear the same old Rona Dhona or boo-hoo, the press is mean to us, our job is really hard and the press is negative. Last week, there was the White House Correspondents' Dinner with President Obama. Here's what he said about the press, who are far harsher to him than anyone in India has the courage to be to the powers here.
Fact is, I really do respect the press. When their communities and the wider world needed them most, they were there, making sense of events that might at first blush seem beyond our comprehension. And that's what great journalism is, and that's what great journalists do.
So while the President of America and even the leaders of countries like France and the United Kingdom respect and acknowledge the contribution of the news media, what do our leaders do?
Reporting and opinions should be fair, objective and balanced. The desire to be sensational should be avoided. Restraint should be exercised so that nothing that divides our society and country is written, broadcast or telecast.
मैंने कहा था कि केवल दिल्ली ही नहीं, आज भी कई देश के हिस्से में बलात्कार हो रहे हैं, ये बात मैंने कही थी। तो उसे जोड़ दिया, अलग रंग से जोड़ तोड़ के कहा गया। जब सिंसियरिटी से हम कुछ काम करना चाहते हैं तो वृत्तपत्रकारिता का भी कुछ काम होना चाहिए कि समाज को बिगाड़ने का काम आप करोगे या समाज को सुधारने का काम करोगे.
Reporting the affairs of our nation, we mustn't focus excessively on the negative features.
No, okay, I'm not. Okay, this is a different. No, Didi.
Well, demand goes to other cheapo channels.
પોઝિટિવ ન્યૂઝ અને એક એવી જબરદસ્ત માન્યતા છે કે પોઝિટિવ ન્યૂઝ ચાલતા નથી. એવી જબરદસ્ત માન્યતા લોકોને એમ કે નેગેટિવમાં રસ છે.
Nothing but contempt and ridicule. Is it only because our leaders have a sense of arrogance and unquestioning entitlement, or do we give them reason to disrespect us? Some introspection, maybe, guys? But the Congress didn't put only its arrogance on display. There were moments when your heart went out in sympathy, like here.
This is what the Supreme Court is really paranoid about, and I think we all paranoid about the truth. One minute. No, so should you be? I'm saying understandably paranoid. Can I finish? No. Why do you use the word paranoid? Because it would be naturally a matter of grave concern. Paranoid about what? 1 minute. No, paranoid about what?
Now Arnab invites everyone to take part in the slugfest. Poor Sanjay Jha. Reminds me of when Ramta gaya Valay Thappad Khan.
मैंने घेर लिया फिर पूछो ना कि अगे होया मेरी सुनी किसे ना मार मार करता आदम होया.
Objections coming to the use of your word paranoid. Aggression against the Supreme Court is uncalled for, is contemptuous. The Supreme Court feels a most justified and not an unjustified paranoia.
Subramaniam Swami, please.
The paranoia is a word which has a connotation of a mental disorder. That you have, without any reality, come to have a fear. Now, to say this, I think you should be forced to withdraw it.
Are you withdrawing the word paranoia which you used to describe the response of the Supreme Court? Are you withdrawing it on Newsa?
I withdraw it. Mrs. Gandhi, after all this abuse Sanjay takes for your party, you still don't get him a Rajya Sabha nomination. You'll be stuck with people even dumber. But then what choice do you have?
Sangeeta, do you want to anchor the program? No, you don't want to anchor the program, then you must stop right now. I request you, I'm telling you politely, please allow me.
Enough. Leave him alone. He's like a punching bag. Anyone passing by is slapping him. Have you no feelings, Arnab? Sanjay again. Strength. Take inspiration from this man. Biggest loser jeetega.
This hafte ke biggest loser hai.
But anything Congress can do, Mamta can do better. Acha, you will say police things. I will show I invented police things.
আমরা 10% সিগারেটের উপর ট্যাক্স বসাবো। এতে আমি কিছুটা টাকা পাবো। কিছু হবে না, একটু সিগারেটের দাম বাড়বে, আপনারা একটু বেশি করে সিগারেট খাবেন, তাহলে টাকাটা মত তাড়াতাড়ি পেয়ে আসবে।
Didi has decided. So what if you don't buy food? Buy Charminar instead. So I'm going to do my bit for those cheated by the chit fund.
Madhu, you can't do this.
Oops. I tried, but in Bengal, follow Didi's advice. And if bankruptcy doesn't kill you, lung cancer surely will. Or a moving lamppost. Why not tax alcohol as well? Wait, save that for the next scam. And now BBC's coverage of Pakistan's revolutionary. In that feudal system, even Imran Khan is considered a rebel.
We joined him on the campaign trail in Punjab, the key battleground.
We need to tell the BBC, okay, we know we say Canada, America, Great Britain, but Punjab? Try Punjab, maybe even Punjab. Isn't it time to get past the post-colonial hangover? Hell, you seem to have no problem pronouncing chicken tikka masala.
He claims a political tsunami is coming.
We know of another tsunami on this side of the border.
Believe you me, it's leading to a tsunami of emotion.
Perfect match. I'd like to be there for this. Our furious Indian eagle meets the Pakistani peacock. And they could get married in Gujarat. But the sad fate of one-time playboys, you can turn on the legendary charm, such a creepy phrase, as much as you want. But the ladies, they get a bit dozy nowadays.
80% of people in high positions in Pakistan are criminals. I'm not exaggerating. I doubt about the other 20% too. But 80% for sure, were there in a Western democracy, they'd be in jail.
You know you're over the hill when you expect a woman to sleep with you. And she does.
I'm not...
Orla is not taken in for a second, God bless cynical journalists.
He claims a political tsunami is coming, which will sweep him to power. that's unlikely.
Then there's Rahul Kanwal's show. What a culturally alive society we are, breaking into dance at weddings, birthdays, religious festivals, and news bulletins about elections. Even Headlines today was asking itself, what is the purpose of this dance? Beats me. And then there's the bow tie, with an anchor attached. Karan Thapar used the harshest, toughest, most hard-hitting device in journalism, the swear on mummy promise.
You swear you didn't leak it. I want you to repeat the words you used. You swear.
Oh, you want him to do the mother swear, do you?
You do swear.
He could be crossing his toes and fingers and you wouldn't even know, unless you're a deviously clever journalist and had your floor manager looking at Chaco's feet in case he was wearing chappals. Was he?
Yes, yes, yes.
But coming back from journalists to Janta, and those representing parties who want to lead us, sometimes everyone feels the system has failed them.
If you don't believe in justice in this country, I said you can. Let me ask you.
Actually, not money. If you think everyone who feels he or she does not get justice should leave the country so you and others like you can have it all, it's an indefensible and unpatriotic suggestion. It's also really stupid. Some run when faced with injustice, and some stand and fight. And that's something you're just going to have to get used to and deal with. We're in your face to stay. That's a wrap for the week. If you have any moments from journalism which made you go, oh wow, or oh shit, email them to us or tweet to us. Peace, be the change, stay connected, stay online.